Welcome to another deep dive. And this one, well, this one might just change how you look at the world around you.
Oh, setting the bar high right from the start.
Well, I mean it. We're about to get into some serious occult philosophy, courtesy of a guy named Henry Cornelius Agrippa and his 3 books of occult philosophy.
Now that name might not ring a bell for everyone.
True, but his ideas, trust me, they've had this, ripple effect through history. We're talking about a 16th century scholar who basically said, hold on, what if magic isn't just hocus pocus? What if it's an actual science?
He wasn't talking about pulling rabbits out of hats. Agrippa believed magic was this high science, a way to tap into the hidden forces of the cosmos, stuff connected to the stars and planets, those natural energies we can't always see.
Yeah, it's like he was taking those ancient magical traditions, the ones that have been passed down for centuries, and he was like, wait a minute, there's real power in this stuff. It's not just folklore.
What makes Agrippa so fascinating is that he was trying to bring together all these different areas of knowledge that we often see as totally separate: science, philosophy, and of course magic. He envisioned this threefold world.
A threefold world. Okay, I'm intrigued. Lay it on me.
So you've got the elementary world, right? That's the everyday world we all experience, the stuff we can see and touch.
Makes sense so far.
Then you've got the celestial world, the realm of the stars and planets, the heavens, all that cosmic energy out there.
Okay, I'm following. So what's the third part of this threefold deal?
That's the intellectual world, the realm of pure ideas and concepts. It's like the source code of the universe.
Whoa. Okay, so we've got the everyday world, the cosmic world, and the mind of the universe.
Yeah.
And Agrippa thought magic was the bridge between all of them. That's pretty wild.
Wild is putting it mildly. And this is where things get really interesting. Agrippa believed everything in these realms, even the most ordinary objects, possessed what he called occult virtues.
Occult virtues, like superpowers for everyday things.
Basically, he believed they were hidden powers linked to the stars and, get this, to a universal world soul. It was like a giant cosmic network, everything connected.
Okay, my mind is officially blown.
Hmm.
So how did he think we could actually access these occult virtues? Was it like a cheat code for the universe?
It wasn't about cheating the system. Agrippa believed that by understanding these connections, we could unlock incredible possibilities, things like healing, divination, maybe even influencing the weather.
Hold up. Influencing the weather. That's some next level stuff.
I told you it gets wild. He saw the universe as this grand web of energy, and magic was the art of understanding its patterns and, well, learning how to work with it.
I'm starting to see why you said this deep dive might change how we see the world. It's like he's saying that everything around us has this hidden potential, this connection to something bigger than ourselves.
Exactly. And at the heart of this web, Agrippa proposed this concept called the spirit of the world. It was this almost intangible force, this bridge between the celestial powers and the stuff down here on Earth.
So the stars influence this spirit, and then that energy filters down and imbues objects with their unique properties, like cosmic trickle-down energy. It's a lot to take in.
It is, but stick with me. This is where Agrippa's analysis of the 4 elements comes in, fire, earth, water, and air. But he went beyond just their basic properties, like fire is hot, water is wet. He explored how they're intertwined with human life, our emotions, even the spiritual realm.
So it's like each element has this deeper meaning, this symbolic power.
Exactly. Think about it.
Yeah.
Earth isn't just dirt. It represents stability, nourishment, the foundation of life itself. And fire isn't just heat and light. It represents transformation, purification, even divine power.
Wow. It makes you think about how those ancient ideas about the elements still resonate today, even if we don't always realize it. Like how we talk about feeling grounded or use fire for rituals and ceremonies.
Those connections are everywhere once you start looking for them. Agrippa believed that understanding these deeper layers of meaning was key to unlocking the hidden potential of the universe.
This is already blowing my mind. I can't wait to get into the, let's say, the more hands-on stuff. What kind of practices did Agrippa actually describe?
Oh, we're about to get into some seriously fascinating territory: rituals, concoctions, talismans, all designed to work with these cosmic energies. But that's a story for the next part of our deep dive. All right, so we've talked about Agrippa's idea of the threefold world and those hidden occult virtues and everything. But to really grasp his occult philosophy, we got to dive into how he saw the human mind.
Okay, bring on the mind-bending stuff.
Agrippa believed the human mind was like this microcosm of the universe. He was convinced it reflected the structure of the cosmos itself.
Whoa, so it's not just that we're in the universe, but the universe is also in us.
You got it. And within this microcosm, Agrippa saw three distinct appetites, or you could say driving forces, that shape how we interact with the world. He called them the natural, animal, and intellectual appetites.
Okay, I'm all about breaking things down. So the natural appetite, I'm guessing that's our basic survival instincts, like the need for food, sleep, all that stuff.
Right on. It's that primal drive to, stay alive and make sure the species keeps going. The foundation, basically, for the other two appetites.
All right, makes sense. So animal appetite, that's where things get a little more spicy. Emotions, passions, all that good stuff.
You could say that. Think of it as the realm of our senses, emotions, desires. It's that part of us that wants pleasure, avoids pain, and drives us to connect with others.
I'm starting to see how this ties into the whole love potion thing. It's like Agrippa was trying to map out the forces behind our deepest feelings.
Totally. But then you've got the intellectual appetite, the highest of the three. This one's all about our thirst for knowledge, meaning connection to something bigger than ourselves.
Okay, so this is the realm of philosophy, spirituality, the big questions right now.
Exactly. And Agrippa saw all three appetites as intertwined. The natural keeps us grounded, the animal adds that zest for life, and the intellectual pushes us to evolve, to seek higher truths.
So it's like a cosmic balancing act, right? Keeping those three appetites in harmony. Did Agrippa think magic could help with that?
That's a great question. Agrippa didn't see magic as some way to control others or bend the universe to your will. For him, it was about self-mastery, refining your own nature. He believed that by tapping into those connections between mind, body, and cosmos, we could actually enhance our abilities, bring out our best qualities, even move towards, spiritual enlightenment.
So magic is a path to personal growth, almost like a spiritual technology. It's a very different take on the whole concept of magic.
It really is. And here's where it gets even wilder. Agrippa believed our thoughts and emotions could influence the physical world. Like, our passions could actually create a ripple effect, affecting not just ourselves, but the things and people around us.
Wait, are we talking about mind over matter here? Like literally manifesting things through willpower?
It's not quite that simple. But Agrippa did believe that focused thoughts and emotions, especially when amplified through rituals or incantations, could affect outcomes, even impact objects outside of ourselves. He talks about how intense fear or anger could, spread to others, creating this chain reaction of negativity. Okay, that's a little unsettling, but also kind of amazing. It's like he's saying we're all connected on this energetic level, and our inner states can literally impact the world around us.
Exactly, and it goes both ways.
Yeah.
Agrippa also believed that cultivating positive emotions through things like prayer or meditation could boost healing, improve well-being.
It's like an early version of those ideas about the power of positive thinking, or even the placebo effect.
Exactly. He saw the mind as incredibly powerful, but also emphasized that this power came with responsibility.
Right, because if our thoughts and emotions can have that much impact, we better be careful what we're putting out there.
He strongly believed that true magic was never about manipulation or control. Those who tried to use it for selfish or harmful purposes, he believed, they'd end up corrupting themselves, facing some serious karmic blowback.
Cosmic justice. I love it. So it's not enough to just know the techniques. You got to have the right intentions, too. That's a powerful message. It really is. And speaking of power, let's talk about Agrippa's ideas on language. He was convinced that words themselves held immense power, acting as a bridge between the human mind and the celestial realm.
So it's not just what we think or feel, but how we express those things through language.
Exactly. He believed words, especially when arranged in specific patterns or spoken with, like real intention, could actually influence the flow of energy in the universe. He was big on the power of incantations and talismans, using words to attract what we want or repel negativity.
Wait, so he's saying words can be magical, like literally.
He believed they could. But it wasn't just about saying any old words. Agrippa stressed the importance of understanding their subtle meanings, their connections to planets and elements. It was about using language with precision, with awareness of its power.
It's like he saw language as this secret code to the universe, and if you knew how to use it correctly, you could tap into some serious power. Did he think anyone could do this, or did you need, special training?
Agrippa believed knowledge was key, definitely. You needed a deep understanding of those connections between words, planets, elements, all that. But he also stressed the importance of intention, of a pure heart. He believed that anyone who tried to use language for selfish or harmful purposes, they'd ultimately fail, maybe even harm themselves in the process.
So it's like cosmic ethics for wordsmiths. Use your words for good or else.
Exactly. He saw language as a powerful tool, one that deserved respect and careful consideration. But I'm sensing you're ready for something a little more, shall we say, spooky. Let's talk about Agrippa's exploration of spirits.
Okay, yeah, I've been waiting for this. Spirits, demons, angels, the whole supernatural crew. Bring it on.
Well, Agrippa drew on a ton of sources, ancient Greek philosophy, Jewish Kabbalah, Christian mysticism, to develop this really intricate hierarchy of spiritual beings. He believed these beings existed on different levels of the cosmos, each with their own unique powers and roles to play.
So it's like a cosmic ladder with different kinds of spirits on each rung. I'm picturing angels at the top, demons maybe somewhere in the middle, and
Yeah.
what about at the bottom?
At the bottom rung, you've got the elemental spirits. These guys are linked to the four elements, remember? So you've got gnomes associated with earth, undines with water, sylphs with air, and salamanders for fire.
So they're like the caretakers of the elements, keeping everything running smoothly in the physical world.
You could say that. They're responsible for the movement and transformation of matter, the building blocks of nature.
Okay, that's cool. So
Wow.
what about the next rung up? Who hangs out with the elemental spirits?
Moving up the ladder, you've got the planetary spirits. These are associated with, the seven traditional planets: Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Sun, Venus, Mercury, and Moon. They embody the qualities of those planets, acting as, like, intermediaries between the heavens and earth.
Okay, so if you wanted, like, good luck and abundance, you might appeal to the planetary spirit of Jupiter.
Exactly. Each planetary spirit had its own specific domain, its own influence. It was all about understanding those correspondences.
This is getting pretty complex. But wait, there's more, right? Who's above the planetary spirits?
Above them, you have the angels, beings of pure light and divine wisdom, guiding and protecting humanity. Agrippa drew heavily on the Kabbalah for this part, describing these elaborate angelic orders, each with their own names, attributes, and roles in the cosmic scheme of things.
So it's like a celestial hierarchy, with angels acting as messengers and intermediaries between us and the divine. This is seriously mind-blowing.
It's a pretty grand vision, right? And at the very top of this cosmic ladder, Agrippa placed the divine mind, the source of all creation. It's the ultimate goal of spiritual aspiration.
Whoa. From tiny elemental spirits to the ultimate source of everything, Agrippa wasn't messing around. But did he believe we could actually interact with these spirits? Or were they just, like, theoretical beings?
Oh, he definitely believed interaction was possible. He thought that through rituals, incantations, understanding those spiritual hierarchies, people could connect with these beings, seek guidance, protection, even help in achieving their goals.
Wait, so we're not just passive observers in this cosmic drama. We can actually reach out, connect, even collaborate with these spirits.
Exactly. He outlines all these techniques: prayers, invocations, elaborate rituals, using specific objects, aligning with planetary energies, even creating symbolic representations of these spirits. He even talks about, potentially dangerous spirits and the precautions you need to take.
Okay, so this is where things can get a little risky, right?
Mhm.
I mean, summoning spirits, even if they're supposed to be good, that's some serious business. Did Agrippa acknowledge that?
He was super cautious about it, always emphasizing purity of heart, ethical conduct, respect for the power of these beings. He said trying to control or manipulate them would backfire big time.
So it's like cosmic etiquette. Be polite, have good intentions, and don't try to boss the spirits around, or you might regret it.
Exactly. He saw magic as a sacred art, requiring not just knowledge, but also humility, reverence, and a sense of responsibility. For him, true magic was never about power over others, but about aligning yourself with the divine will, using your abilities for good.
It's an interesting paradox. On one hand, you have these elaborate rituals and techniques that seem designed to give you control over these forces. But then there's this constant emphasis on humility and ethical conduct. It's like he's saying true power comes from understanding and respecting those forces, not trying to dominate them.
You're getting it. That's a key theme in Agrippa's work. Real power isn't about forcing the universe to do your bidding, but about working in harmony with its deeper rhythms and laws.
It's a message that seems incredibly relevant today, even though it's coming from the 16th century. It's like he's offering this timeless wisdom about how to live a more meaningful and connected life, both within ourselves and with the world around us.
That's a beautiful way to put it. And we're going to explore those themes even further as we delve into the final part of our deep dive into Henry Cornelius Agrippa and his 3 books of occult philosophy. Okay, so we've explored Agrippa's threefold world, delved into the human mind as a microcosm of the cosmos, even touched on the idea of interacting with spirits. But there's another layer to Agrippa's thinking that we need to unpack, something that might surprise you.
All right, lay it on me.
Yeah.
What else did this 16th century wizard have up his sleeve?
Well, he was really into the idea of natural magic.
Natural magic. What's that, like magic with flowers and rainbows?
Not exactly. It's more about understanding and working with the hidden forces of nature, those subtle energies and connections that science was just starting to uncover back then.
Okay, so it's like magic that's grounded in the natural world, not relying on supernatural beings or anything like that.
Precisely. Agrippa believed that by observing nature carefully, experimenting, and understanding its laws, we could actually tap into its power. It's about working with the elements, with plants, with the cycles of the sun and moon to achieve specific outcomes.
It sounds like he was trying to bridge the gap between magic and the emerging scientific worldview.
Mm.
Like he was saying, hey, this stuff isn't all hocus pocus. There's real power in nature, and we can learn to harness it.
Exactly. And this brings us to Agrippa's take on divination, a practice that's often associated with, fortune telling and the occult. But Agrippa approached it from a more, I guess you could say, philosophical perspective. He saw it as a way to gain insight into the hidden patterns and connections that govern the universe.
So it's less about predicting the future and more about understanding the underlying order of things.
Exactly. He believed the universe was constantly communicating with us through signs and omens if you knew how to read them. It was about recognizing those patterns, those synchronicities, and using them to make wiser choices.
Okay, I like that. It's like the universe is whispering secrets, and if we pay attention, we can pick up on those whispers. But what were people actually looking for in those signs and omens? What kind of guidance were they seeking?
They were trying to understand the forces at play in their lives, maybe get a sense of potential challenges or opportunities that might lie ahead.
So divination as a tool for self-knowledge and making better decisions,
Mm.
kind of like a cosmic GPS.
I like that analogy. And it's not that far off. Remember, this was a time when people felt deeply connected to the natural world, to the rhythms of the seasons, the cycles of the stars. Divination was a way to tap into that cosmic wisdom and find their place within it.
It makes you wonder if we've lost something along the way, right? This sense of being in tune with those larger forces.
It's definitely something to consider. But even though we might not consult the stars or read the flight of birds like they did back then, I think that desire to understand our place in the grand scheme of things, it's still there. It's part of what makes us human, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. That longing for meaning, for connection, for something that transcends our everyday experience.
And that's what makes Agrippa so fascinating. He was exploring those same questions, but through this incredibly rich and complex system that blended philosophies, science, magic, spirituality. He was a true Renaissance man trying to make sense of a world that was rapidly changing around him.
It's like he was creating a roadmap for navigating the mysteries of existence, using all the tools available to him. And even though some of his ideas might seem pretty out there to us today, there's this underlying wisdom, this profound respect for the universe and our place within it that still resonates centuries later.
I couldn't agree more. And I think that's what we can take away from Agrippa. It's not so much about the specific rituals or practices, but about that underlying attitude of curiosity, wonder, and reverence for the universe. It's about recognizing that we're all part of something much bigger than ourselves, and that understanding those connections can empower us to live more meaningful and fulfilling lives.
That's a beautiful way to sum it all up. So to everyone listening, whether you're a seasoned occultist or just dipping your toes into these ideas for the first time, I hope this deep dive has sparked something within you. Maybe it's a sense of curiosity about the hidden dimensions of reality. Maybe it's a desire to connect more deeply with nature. Or maybe it's simply a reminder that there's still so much mystery and wonder in the world waiting to be explored.
And who knows, maybe we all have a bit of that Renaissance spirit within us, that urge to bridge the worlds of science and magic, reason and intuition, to find a path that integrates all aspects of ourselves.
And on that note, we'll leave you to ponder the profound insights of Henry Cornelius Agrippa and to continue your own explorations into the mysteries of the universe.
Until next time, keep seeking, keep questioning, and keep that spark of wonder alive.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll see you next time.